Welcome to Patrick Realize, where my goal is to help you excel at work, life, and everything. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm a huge baseball fan and a nerd at the same time. So in this next series of videos, I plan on creating an Excel template that will allow me to draft my 2020 fantasy baseball team. I plan on showing you how to use many of the features and functions within Excel. As we use them designing the tool, I'll describe them in detail of how and why I'm using them. So although I'm using this tool for fantasy baseball, a lot of the functions and features within Excel will be transferable to things that you do in everyday life. For example, bringing in data into Excel, creating graphs, creating pivot tables, or things of that sort. So it's been a while since I've had the opportunity to create a video, and that's because since the last time I created a video, we've had a new addition to the family and she's finally taking a nap. So throughout the development and design process, I'm hoping that you guys will leave comments down below. That'll be your time to chime in and give me feedback on things that you like and you don't like about the design. So when I'm done with it, I'm gonna go ahead and post it on my website so you guys can download it for free.
And dominate your fantasy baseball league.
But you also get some good pointers and tips and tricks of some of the features you can use in Excel.
I like to dominate.
Alright, so you've already heard me talk enough. So let's go ahead and jump into the design. So in the 2019 season, I created one of these templates and I didn't create it in time to distribute it. This time I'm starting a little bit earlier so that I have enough time. And so in columns A through D, I have the upcoming picks and then where my next pick would be, which is the blue lines. Kind of got a little bit messed up because as the draft was going, I started deleting lines and so it kind of messed it up a little bit, but we're gonna redo it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Columns J through M, those were the picks that I made throughout the draft. The grayed out lines would be my keepers and where they got slotted in, the league that I play in as a keeper league. And then columns P through S were the picks that I had queued up. So I had, maybe 3 or 4 in each of those different slots so that this way, if one of the people I was gonna pick got picked up, then I could go ahead and slot somebody else in. And then columns U and beyond, those are really looking at the estimated statistics that I thought each person might get for the 2020 season. I think I used the projections from RotoChamp in this one with minor edits of if I thought they were going to do differently than what RotoChamp had in there. This area I actually really like. It actually goes back to previous years of my league. It takes the third place finishers data from each category and then averages them over the last 5 years so that this way I have a ballpark of what my goal is for that category. And the reason I chose the third place was because in my league, it's very rare that a team actually scores 100 points. So if you were to get third place in each category, that would be 100 points, and therefore you'd probably win the league. So that's pretty much it for this design. I really want to have like the visual depth chart view of players as I kind of pick them. I think that'd be pretty cool. In these other tabs here, I actually had the projected 2019 stats for each player. And again, I think this was based off of what RotoChamp had. So I used their data for myself last year. This year I'll probably just create my own so that this way I'm not using other people's data. And then also I had the 2018 stats for the players, and I think I pulled these from MLB.com. These are open source because it's just factual statistical data. So I know there are certain portions I want to keep from the year before, so I'm going to go ahead and translate those over to a new Excel file and we'll go from there. So as you can see up top, I went ahead and I named it 2020 Fantasy Baseball Draft. But if you also notice the extension at the top, it's .xlsm, which is a macro-enabled workbook. So this way we can add in some of the visual basic programming behind it when we get to that point. So I know columns A through H, I want to kind of do a little bit something different with how the draft actually goes. I don't know if maybe I want to have kind of a list that I can go through that I can just kind of cross out as I go down the list, and then as you make your selections, you put a 1, a 2, or 3, or something along those lines. Alright, so now that we have the design and the basic idea of what we're doing, we'll go ahead and put some functionality and data behind it to create an interactive tool. So this way we have an actual live example of how, why, and when we would use different functions and features within Excel, and how they can actually be beneficial. So like I said before, I really look forward to seeing some comments down below to get some feedback on the design and usage of the tool.